boy. Alright, so before we begin, just a quick little announcement. Please let me have your attention for about 2 minutes. So it's safe to say that while trying to kind of go through the pre-planning phase of setting up our stories in VR chat, we ran into a lot of obstacles. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not all bad, it's just, Would anybody like to hear something in specific or have a request for me to make up something on the spot?
Eat my milk.
Whoa.
Oh. I'm gonna fucking scream, dude. This is for a YouTube vid, so thank you for your time. And
It's gone, man. Zach's gone.
what's the box? Bro, I'm about to stab my internet provider, I swear to God. Huh. Well. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So basically, every time we tried to get set up, it's a lot of difficulty because we'll have to go through different worlds in order to find people interested. And you know, not all of these obstacles are difficult, you know, it's just people trying to have a good time. You know, but sometimes some people trying to have a good time can cause, well, yeah, that is kind of a problem. It's like putting my face through barbed wire at this point. Anyways, in order to kind of rectify the situation, me and Extreme talked about it, and I've gone ahead and created a Discord server specifically for these events, making the stories and everything, and eventually going live on Twitch, kind of doing Discord nights and all that. So yeah, we basically made a Discord server, and I would really love and appreciate it if you could join, or if you really want to keep in touch and, you know, keep an eye on everything. It's a great place to do so, because I'm going to be very active in it with, you know, posting my schedule and all that. So yeah, you know, we're not giving up. The pre-planning phase is always difficult, and you know what, you have to go through the shit in order to find the good stuff. I remember when I first met Extreme a couple weeks ago, you know, I was ready to give up. I had a moment where I was just sitting in my chair for like an hour, and I was like, should I really keep going on VR chat at this point to try this? Like, this is just not working. And then the next world had him in there and a couple of other of the boys that have joined the team and all that. But yeah, you know, I'm not giving up on it. That's basically the whole gist of this. We're making a Discord server, and I really hope you join so you can keep in touch with everything and, you know the schedules that we're going to use for it. Thank you everybody so much. I really, really honestly appreciate every last one of you, because you guys make this possible. Like, I'm willing to go through all these different obstacles just to find the good people, like these guys. You know, thank you all very much. I really appreciate it, because all I really want to do in this world is tell stories and everything. So I'm hoping I could tell you a few. Anyway, so yeah, we're making a Discord server. We're going to keep it updated with all of the schedules and everything we do, and I really appreciate you guys being there for this. Thanks, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
So we've got a request for a made-up legend. Let me tell you all the story of the traveling merchant. Now, long ago, before the age of electricity and industrialization and everything else, when man still walked the woods and castles dotted the land, there lived a merchant, whose name is lost to history, unfortunately. But this merchant was known as a miracle worker, for he would have everything you could ever want ready to sell at any time for what you could afford. So for the poor, he sold food for rocks, which he would turn to jewels, and the jewels he would sell to nobles for secrets, and the secrets he would sell to kings for great amounts of food. Now this merchant would only take what you could pay. He would never ask for more than you had to give. But soon one day...
I didn't like pecans.
But soon one day... You adorable, I love you, Bear. So one day, the merchant...
Okay.
So one day, this merchant is traveling, and he's trying to sell what he can to help those in need, never asking for more than you could afford. The poor then said they wanted more food. They hungered deeply, and they could not just survive. So the merchant went without eating. In order to make up for what he took, he gave to the rest of the people, and not even for more rocks. Yeah, what's up? Oh, gotcha.
No, nothing. You're good. I'm talking to this guy.
So,
How do you buy
He wouldn't
house?
gather enough rocks, but he would still turn what he could into jewels to sell to the nobles. But unfortunately, the nobles one day wanted more. Everyone had amethysts, everyone had emeralds and sapphires, but they wanted more. They wanted onyx, they wanted diamonds, they wanted jet and rubies and everything that shined beneath the light. Their greed knew no bound, like a djinn in the night. He could not sell them what they wanted, so he went in rags, selling what possessions he had to afford what he could to give the nobles what they needed. Then, the secrets turned to gossip. Kings grew tired of hearing the same plots and the same betrayals over and over again, nothing new, nothing fantastical to make their lives seem great, for what man or woman does not want to be remembered in this endless world we live in? The kings told him, "We demand more." But he could not produce any. The merchant was no liar. He would not lie and give the kings false information. What good would that give them? So, the kings banished him from their land. They did not want somebody to give the same thing over and over again. Why not hire a court jester? It took but one day only, for the poor to not have such a vast amount of food available before they began to starve and realize what they had done. It took the merchants 3 days with no poor to realize just how insignificant they were in this world. And it took the kings only a week to realize they ruled an empty kingdom. For mere scraps and bones laid around, the people walked with their skin tied against their bones, tightly like leather. After that week was done, the kings ordered a monument made. The peasants, what few remained, that you could not even count as people anymore for how frail they were, they built a grand monument to the merchant, begging the gods, "Please give us back our hero. We need him to save us." But little did they know, the merchant had starved a week ago, for he too was poor, and so he had nothing left in the world. He died in a ditch, nameless and unknown, and the people starved, until the kingdoms began to fade away into dust. And it is then that a traveler came. Seeing the journals and empty epitaphs, the monuments built and pieced together this story, and realized these people were so caught up in their desire for a hero that no one improved anything on their own. They begged and pleaded, "Please save us," but did nothing to help themselves. They did not plant crops. They did not clean their river. They did not tend to their homes, and they did not sharpen their swords. They starved, and they faded away into dust. And it is then the traveler knew he must share this story to ensure that we all understand that we do not need heroes to save us. We need only be the hero ourselves, to save ourselves and those around us. And that is the story of the traveling merchant. Thank you very much.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Wasn't that all improv?
That was all improv, all made up on the spot.
Look at that. That is.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. Do
That's
I have
more creative than my last 2 brain cells.
What's a brain cell?
You do me too much honor. Gather round, everybody, once again. We got another story for you. This time a scary story. I'm going to tell you about the time when, as a 7-year-old, I swear to you, I'm pretty sure I saw a demon in my life. Alright? And I'm not just talking about the IRS.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No. Hear me out first. Hear me out. Because just because... Hear me out. Alright, hear me out. Okay. Listen in. Okay, so, as a 7-year-old, I really enjoyed a horror flick every now and again. They were good shit. My dad, being the I don't give a fuck but I'm also not gonna let you die type, wanted to make sure I understood that the world was terrifying. He showed me all types of movies early on. The Blob, Scanners, fucking Alien and shit like that, which during the time was terrifying, alright? It was a bit traumatic. Now, at one point as a 7-year-old, I wake up in the middle of the night. It's in December. You know, I'm thinking, holy shit, you know, it's getting close to Christmas. I'm getting real happy. This is gonna be great. I get up in the middle of the night because I start to hear some noises. Now, at first, I don't know what's going on. I live in a bit of a, or at the time when I was a kid, I lived in a bit of a wooded area, you know, so it's what it is. I think, all right, it's just deers out in the woods, you know, it's Bambi's mom getting yoinked again, you know, so I get up, I walk around, holy shit, what the fuck is that? Anyway, so I get up and I walk around, right?
God damn.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't realize I was standing
This
right
fucking
next to
thing.
you.
Alright. So, back to it.
Disgusting.
So-
Is that your costume?
I look into it, and I think, you know what? I'm not about to die to investigate something that's none of my business. So I just go back to sleep, alright? The next night rolls around, and I start to hear more things outside. Branches breaking, the wind is picking up, it's getting real fucking weird out there, right? But I'm like, I'm a kid. I'm not going to investigate. I'm going back to bed. I go to bed that night, and I have the weirdest fucking nightmares, right? Absolutely terrifying. These visceral shadow creatures chasing me and everything. I remember it vividly. I'm running down an empty hall. There's a faceless woman at the end, and she turns around, and all of a sudden I can't move. I wake up, sleep paralysis. I can't move. I'm terrified. I'm sweating. I can barely breathe. I think to myself, I have asthma. This is where I die. This is the end of my story. And then I fall back asleep. Now, when I fall back asleep, no dreams. Nothing. Just out. Now, the next night rolls around. We're getting close to Christmas. And I'm like, I wonder why I'm having all these weird nightmares and shit. But I'm a kid. I don't think any of it. I watch some SpongeBob. I fall back asleep, right? So, next night rolls around. I'm all tucked up, all nice and warm and everything. I'm lying down. And then I hear something. Sounds like a dying animal. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I gotta know what's up. Like, this has been going on for days. I need to know what's happening. So I get up, wrap myself in my blanket, and I open the door, and it's pitch black. Now, the thing with my house is it was always cold, and we had no night lights. You fell asleep in the dark, and that's how you fell asleep. I didn't have a phone at the time, right? So I get up, it's all dark, I take a couple minutes to let my eyes adjust. You know, the moonlight shining in through the kitchen window and everything. And I slowly start walking forward because I'm like, I want to know what's going on. This sounds like it's inside the house. And then I get into the kitchen. I look at the window they have right there, right above the sink. And for a minute I look up and it's pitch black. Now all around me, in other windows, the moonlight's coming in. But right there in that kitchen window, it's pitch black. I get a little bit closer, and then I see pearly whites, teeth, no eyes, no nose, just a smiling face pressed against the window. It gets up right in front of me, and all I hear is, and then it disappears. I panic. I go back to bed. I'm not dealing with that. The next night comes around. The final night of this story.
Scary.
The final night comes around, and I get up because once again I hear, and I'm like, I want to know what's up. I can't take it anymore. I'm going fucking crazy. I need to know what's happening. So I get up once again. I go to the kitchen. I've got my wiffle bat with me because I'm a kid. I don't know any better. I think it's a good enough weapon. And once again in that window, I see pearly whites. I see a smile, and then it disappears in front of me. Now, I'm panicking, but I want to know what's up. So I go forward, and I touch the door handle to the garage, and it's freezing cold. But I need to know what's up. Even as a kid, I was a stupid little shit, right? So I open the door. I hear our security system beep, beep. And then in the back of the garage, right? The garage is slightly lifted. Now, the garage is never open. My dad made sure that was closed all the time. It is never open for anything. But then, I kid you not, there was a face right underneath the garage door, looking up at me, smiling with no lips. And it looks at me and says, "Hungry." I scream, poof, it's gone. My parents come get me and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing in the garage?" I tell them, I saw a monster. My dad looks around, because we got security cameras. We're a bourgeoisie family. They want to know what's up. There's nothing there. But the garage door was closed the whole time. They showed me the video. Garage door was sealed shut. It wasn't open. It wasn't open. There was no one out there. There was nothing in the window except near our garbage cans. Near our garbage cans, there were two bright-looking eyes. For a brief minute, they're looking. The camera frits, and then they're gone. And my dad's like, that's weird. It must have been lightning bugs. But ever since then, I swear, I will always claim that I saw a fucking demon. And that's a scary story from my life. Thank you for coming.
That was scary.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey there, and thanks for watching. I really'd appreciate it if you could like the video and maybe even subscribe if you've enjoyed yourself. This whole thing is kind of part of a new project I want to do with the channel where I go throughout VR chat, telling stories and maybe even collecting a few. The world is a bit of a hectic place right now, so I'm hoping maybe by sharing stories and everything, we can all laugh and maybe get a sense of wonder through everything. Stories have kept people entertained for generations, and I just want to share a couple of them and maybe even create a few new ones. If you've enjoyed the video, I'm really glad, and if you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm always looking to improve because I know I'm not perfect at this. For those of you that want to join and see these stories live, I am going to be getting on VR chat every Friday from 2 p.m. CST to 5 p.m. CST in order to tell stories, collect them. Might go a little longer, maybe a little less, it depends entirely what happens. But in the future, I might also try to stream this. We'll see what happens because I really want to try to work with a larger audience and really just kind of make everybody laugh and have a good time. So, thanks again for watching this vid. I hope you had a wonderful time. Bye-bye.